Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. This is a casual boots race between Specks and ganonsgonewild. This is game 2, round 2, with ganonsgonewild up 1-0, and the winner of this will move on to round 3, and we matched up against Ravis. I am TJ Maelstrom. I will be doing commentary tonight alongside my good friend Phoenix. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Hello and welcome everybody to this race. So let's see what happened.
We're gonna get boots.
Yes.
Probably boots. Shoutouts to our trackers, Fishing Boo. Thanks for tracking, keeping our heads above water as always. 10 arrows in the first chest. We got a little bit of a desync here. We're gonna get that fixed up for you maybe in a second, but in the meantime, we'll just head through this escape. You know, not much to see here. As I saw 2 pendants. I saw one in Eastern and the other in Hera. Neither of them were green. I think Desert was a crystal, but I didn't get a good look at it.
Desert is crystal, Eastern and Hera are pendants. Thanks to Noisphere.
So we got some early info there from courtesy of Specks. Thank you very much for that. So far, not very much to talk about in this escape, although I do like to see some bombs here. Get some early resources. Don't want to go farm for them afterwards. But you know these races by now. You know these standard starts. Not very much variation. We'll see if there's anything interesting that pops up.
The first 5 minutes looks always the same.
Yeah, right? I guess we should feel lucky they have the boots here so we get through this a little faster.
Yes. Without boots it took a bit longer.
It looks like we got our timer synced up here now. GGW is ahead by about a map check, so...
But
just a little bit further.
But just say nothing at this moment.
It doesn't mean anything right now. We're in the very early stage of this match. One can even say it's infancy.
I think you know what you mean.
Of course.
Here we got the powder.
It has mild implication. Yeah, GGW is ahead by about 2 seconds. It's clearly an easy win for him now. This is his race to lose. Positioning of that ball and chain guard not doing Specks any favors. Pushing all the way to the right.
So, and here we got the map. That means Dark Cross have a key for us, and in the back of the escape we got 3 more items, also in sync. If I'm right.
And 1 in Sanctuary.
Yeah, I know.
And a bunch in Kakariko. Maybe some in Eastern Palace. Heck, there could even be something in Misery Mire for all we know.
Maybe our go mode.
You want to make an early prediction? You saying go mode's going to be in Misery Mire?
I don't make a prediction at this time.
You just like to speculate, huh?
Yes.
You're non-committal? Man.
I'm just thinking aloud. That is all what I'm doing.
Come on, Phoenix, be bold. What you got? Let's hear something. Phoenix has declined to respond. My challenge has gone unanswered.
I want a lawyer.
There will be consequences. That's a good answer. Asking for a lawyer is a good answer. And here's the small key that we mentioned, sitting right where it's supposed to be.
That we need to come to the next to the next room.
It's true. There would be a lot of problems if that small key wasn't there. Be a very short race.
Here is the next key.
Alright, finally we get some meat. Sit down, everybody, it's dinner time.
Nothing. Nothing.
Well, call me a son of a gun, it's Slim Pickens. I don't think you're American enough to understand that reference. Or old enough. Do people still remember who Slim Pickens is? Was? No? Okay.
Maybe you can...
He was in Blazing Saddles and Dr. Strangelove. I guess it didn't help that my Slim Pickens impression wasn't very
nice.
good.
We got the glove in Sanctuary.
Finally, something worth a time. All right, we're finally out of that godforsaken zone. Nice. We got some good early resources. A sizable amount of bombs, decent amount of money. We got a glove. We got powder for which who knows what we're gonna do. GGW opting seems not to check lumberjack. Let's see if this pays off for Specks at all. There's an early bow. I think that's a bottle. I think that's a bottle.
Bottle or moon pearl?
It wasn't colorful enough to be a moon pearl.
So, it must be a bottle.
Oh,
and
nice.
Here's the ice rock. Nice.
Oh, so yeah, and the interesting stuff is starting to trickle in now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a bottle on lumberjack. We'll more than likely find another one somewhere. Oh, GGW is gonna check. Maybe we'll get a closer look at that, see if we can verify an actual bottle. Wait. No, that is a moon pearl!
Okay! So I was right with my idea. It's the Merle.
Yeah, that's a moon pearl. Yeah, I only saw the bottom curvature. It's a bottle with a moon pearl in it, says our tracker. And who am I to deny our tracker?
Good. This is really good.
Yeah. Who are you to doubt El Dandy? GGW making an immediate play up to the mountain. Now I understand his route a little bit better. That was always the plan. Oh, okay. Oh, good, a mushroom. Well, I mean, I don't have to worry about that. We got mushroom, we got powder.
That means 2 fetch quests.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, GGW is going to South Shore.
Yes, looks like.
He might be fishing for a bottle.
To make Kakariko in one makes sense.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Specks is busy clearing it out and not really having a lot of stuff being found along the way. Mini Moldrums are not cooperating with GGW. There's your lamp. I mean, we know it's an Agaseed, so it's probably going to be a little early. So we're going to get a second sword or a cape somewhere.
Yes.
And once we do, I think if once we get both a sword and a lamp and a cape, yeah, pretty sure we're just going to head right there to Castle Tower, get that done, get that Moon Pearl.
And here is the mirror.
That puts us into Hera. Logically, once Specks got his lamp and Mini Moldrum Cave. You think GGW goes into the waterfall and then routes over to Hobo. Nice flute pickup from Specks, but we'll have to go back into Kakariko to do that.
Okay, he's going to make Waterwalk, so I think Lake Hylia Island and then Hobo.
Lost Woods had an ice rod and a bow.
Yes,
That's a good amount of... Yeah.
Now he got the money for Sora.
Yeah, now we can continue onward there. So that's some good fortune for GGW. They won't have to come back to this at all for anything, unless there's something here. Nope, just a heart piece. All right. Didn't come here with enough money, so that was a pretty big stroke of luck.
It was a good play.
Mm.
And here we got the bottle.
There's your bottle.
But this bottle was really expensive.
Well, there's Zora money for Specks.
And now he is going to the South Shore.
Pretty sure he'll isolate a Guinness cave along this route. I think with this money and this glove, you know, Zora's in logic. He's still looking for access to Aga. GGW is going to get his flute in a really a convenient route here.
And we got a raid from Tignaldus. Thank you very much.
Hey, welcome. More racing. Casual boots. Non-cooperative mold arms. I can't tell if the seed is putting us into Eastern, O'Hara, or both. I really don't know yet. Yeah, I'd imagine Specks is going to do Zora here. So, you're going to get a bottle himself. Let's see what's on the Sid Kid, because GGW came in with a bottle.
Yes. Maybe he has our Aga access.
We are only a sword or a cape away from doing it.
Yes.
Wait, did he check the Sid? He must have checked the Sid Kid already, or only if I forgot. It was a heart piece. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks to the chat.
Yes. Shows where my attention is. Right. Wise decision to not go to Hobo here. This only works with boots. And since we don't have a Moon Pearl yet, there's no other way of getting this.
Without Moon Pearl, Waterfall, and Zora makes more sense. You got here 3 checks.
It's always kind of risky when you are going along a route and you're just picking up heart pieces. Let's say you ran into that cave with the boots. You do the water walk glitch. You get in there. You open up one of the chests. It's the heart piece that gives you a full refill. You will sink into the floor. And we'll have to swim out and reset the whole thing.
Yes, I know.
Alright, so now what? What do we got left here? We have Eastern Palace, we have Death Mountain, we got a Guinness Cave. Specs is gonna make sure I know what this is. It's like GGW is going up Death Mountain. Or either just, he's getting a flute ray, so maybe not.
Specks is now looking for Gary.
Yeah, this was nothing special. GGW is going to get some good monies here. All right, so let's basically pick a pendant now.
I think the best option is Eastern because we got a bow. We can finish it.
It is, yeah, it does seem to indicate that, but you know Agassites, they always tend to give you a bow early for Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tower of Hera's on this route for Specks here, so it looks like he's headed up to it now. Nothing on top of Spectacle Rock. Let's see if the inside has anything. Just a heart piece, so no. Yeah, pick a pendant dungeon. Sahasrarla's hut is a good pick. It's 3 extra items in that vicinity. There's a green pendant in Misery Mire. I did not get a good look at where the red ones were.
Mire green, swamp and ice are the 5-6.
Okay.
Thanks again to Noistria. And Specks is going to Hera.
Specks is in Hera.
Yes.
He's already here. Oh boy, let's do the basement, sure. Alright. GGW is going to Eastern. Looks like he's just heading into Eastern first. Doesn't look like he cares much for Sahasrarla's hut right now.
Eastern makes more sense because you got more items here. You got 2 or 3 items in Eastern and 3 at Sahasrarla.
Yeah. Maybe there's a cape in one and a sword in another. Maybe they're both right. It's very rare a seed gets like that, you know, where you have a choice between 2 dungeons and either one will work for you. Alright. Getting that big key so we can continue up, because otherwise the route is a dead end. We can't get over to Paradox Cave. We have no hookshot. We have no hammer. There's nothing we can do about that. Oh, that slash was sick. That was a cool 2-in-1. Don't pretend like you weren't impressed. Oh. It's Moldworms. Well, so far, no help for either runner here. Specks is getting that mirror ready. There's your Titansmith. Okay.
That means Hera is empty now.
That
we got
does.
those items.
It's yeah, and that means there's we have Desert Palace ready for us to get into. So I think that's what Specks is gonna do. We also have Checkerboard Cave and King's Tomb.
Yes.
Meanwhile, GGW is going through Eastern Palace, still looking for something, anything that could help. He's found 2 items already. I'm pretty sure he's found the big key. That is a very required Tower of Hera.
Yes.
No, we're gonna have to go to the boss if there's gonna be anything on there. For that last item.
We only saw 1 item in Eastern, so that means 1 is on the boss. 1 or 2, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Specks is not looking at the I don't know if he got a look at the medallion for that. And so fortunately for Specks, he has an ice rod here. That'll make Lamulus a little more painless unless he's really comfortable with those NMG arrow strats. Boots not required for desert.
Got the small key for the right side.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look at GGW. If something's here, I'm not sure when Specks goes to do this unless this is a bottleneck. So let's have a look. No, it's just a bunch of nothing. So far, Desert's no help either. But we still have Sahasra let's have to go into.
Yes. And we will also see Landmo.
Ooh. Bonkin USA. Alright, we know Green Pendant is Misery Mire from Specks Map Check. We got bombs, we have a heart container, and wow. Okay.
Eastern area isn't the answer.
That's some misfortune from GGW there. Nothing doing here. So this is either a Guinness Cave checkerboard or whatever here is on Lambo. Maybe the big chest. I'm not sure if Specks opened it up. But I know we don't have 2 items yet. The ice rod is so much easier to shoot horizontally than it is vertically. But Specks gets it done, and what do we have? We have to go back for the big chest. Man, we are really bottlenecking to this cape / second sword. Also, I can't believe I mistook the Moon Pearl for a bottle. The Moon Pearl, by the way, which is on Lumberjack. That should be noted for anybody now joining.
At the first moment, it was not true. Is it Moon Pearl? Is it a bottle? But the second look was a Moon Pearl.
Yeah. There you go. So that's our access to get to the Dark World right there.
To the Dark World and to our Moon Pearl. Bombers on Maya.
Thank you for verifying that. I did not get a good look at it. Yeah, Specs is going to check this before going up to Aga 1. Yeah, definitely a bow for Palace of Darkness. So we as of yet have no access to the west end of the Dark World. So once we finish Aga, we're either going to have to run up to Catfish or just go straight to Palace of Darkness.
After finishing Aga, at first we need to go to Lumberjack to get our Moon Pearl, and then we can make the Dark World.
Right. I'm assuming that part is already finished, because there's really nothing you can do before doing that. So yeah, Specs will do that first. Well, I might check Pyramid first. There's a hammer on Pyramid, and then, you know, there's other options that open up.
The mids are in Hera Big Chest.
Right here. Ta-da! Oh, we have Titan's Mid. That's right. I'm a dingus. Yeah. We can get to the West Dark World through that. Anyway, we'll probably still need to go through Pod, but yeah, maybe we might want to go get a hammer. Maybe we'll go to Thieves Town, and I'm not sure we'll dip Skullwoods, but you know, we'll probably do Thieves Town and loop around down that way.
I prefer play TT with an hammer. Without it, it does not make sense for me, because if there is an item, I need to double dip it.
Well, generally, you know, the hammer is preferable to not hammer. Have I mentioned how much I dislike calling agaseeds? Ever mentioned that?
Hate it. I just hate it.
Yeah, it's a really nothing dungeon. It's pretty much a second escape, but it's like 4 minutes long, but it feels longer.
Sometimes it feels like an eternity. Okay, what do you think? How many blue balls did we get?
Oh, you're asking me to make a prediction. You have
Yes.
the audacity to do that, huh? Oh,
Okay,
do you? Okay. 4. There's gonna be 4 blue balls. See, I can do that. Oh wait, no,
okay.
wait. I'd like to ask for a lawyer.
Okay. Good call.
Okay.
Okay. You say 4, I say 3.
Okay. And the first one is always a beam, a reflectable beam. Orb? What do you call this? There's one. What do you call these shots that Aghanim throws out here? You call them orbs, you call them lasers, you call them fireballs.
I think it.
I think fireballs is probably the closest.
I think you can call it a magic ball.
Magic ball. You call it a ball?
It's a ball of magic. A magic ball would make sense.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's 3. There's 4. Ooh. Specks is not happy about that. Neither am I, because this fight is boring. Well, I appreciate the boomerang.
Energy ball is a good call.
Energy ball, fireball, magic ball. It's a ball, right? That's 5. We're both wrong. Okay. 6. I hate this fight. This fight sucks. And oh my god! Stop it! Oh my god, that was the last spin too. Sheesh. What a jerk.
Yeah, this was a trolling egger.
Well, that's fight from Specks gives probably will give GGW enough time to finish the seed.
There is nothing on pyramid.
Oh, GGW set up a super bunny for Meyer Shed. Didn't find anything with it, but you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, GGW is cleaning up this route, and then I'll imagine he'll just go up Castle Tower, and we'll just repeat everything we just saw, so we'll have to watch it again. Cool. Alright, there's your Moon Pearl. Terrible.
Finally.
Well, we knew where it was. It just had to be a real pain in the neck. Specks is cleaning up Meyer Shed. You know what? I think I like Dreamer better. As much as I like Castlevania music, I am partial to Streets of Rage. Oh yeah, chat wants Pet, huh?
The chat always wants to see Pet.
Yeah, well, we got one pendant dungeon each from either runner here. Actually, no, I don't think Specks didn't finish Tower Her. He bailed.
One thing I learned in Rando, chat is always team pet. Always.
Yeah, that is true. Why is that? What is it about pedestal that y'all like? Is it the is it the extension of how long the seed takes?
Yes, to make a cash boots into all dungeons.
Indeed. All right, so Specks here over here dipping into Skull Woods. Maybe would opt to clear out Graveyard Ledge. Oh, he's out. Never mind. He is abandoning this ship. So no, he's just going to Thieves Town.
And I think we forgot the Master Sword on GGW side.
Oh, he definitely has it. Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Okay. I'm like, he wouldn't be in here if he didn't have it. Specks seems to be fishing for a hammer. Or else he'd be in Thieves Town already. Probably just not going to find one. Alright, he's opting to brave it. Let's see if we leave an item behind. Well, that's opening compass, not a good sign. Well, that's one. You absolutely do not want to see the small key.
Bad thing is the small key is in the big chest.
That'd be nice. There's the big one. Alright, so now my eyes are sorely fixated on Specks' end. Oh, there's the map. Not a good look. If I were Specks, and I'm not, I know he wants to finish this dungeon, but I might actually bail. I don't know. The conservative play would be to bail and come back with the hammer. But there's still a slim chance the hammer would be in here. So that big chest is not fun to get back to. Doesn't quite get the hallway dash, but dash through it cleanly one way or the other. Meanwhile, GGW is over here on the longest AGA 1 fight in history.
Oh, not the longest. The longest that I've seen was with 12 or 13 blue balls.
Yeah. Specks will probably finish Thieves Town before GGW's done with this.
You think?
No, I'm exaggerating wildly. I'm being quite hyperbolic. There you go, see? I did not realize that GGW ran out of arrows. But then again, you know, that was pretty taxing on your ammunition from the Armos fight. Alright, if we see a small key here, that's gonna suck. Alright. What a good turnaround of luck for Specks. So yeah, that small key is inside the big chest.
It looks like, yes.
Well, it would have to be. Logically, it has to be. Can't be on blind.
Okay.
Yeah, that key is logically required for the dungeon because you can actually go into the basement first and not open up the attic. Which technically means that whatever's on blind is technically locked by the hammer. Unless it is the hammer. It can't be the hammer. It could not be the hammer. Flat out could not. Anyway, the east out is clear, so no revisitation necessary. Big chest totally clean. But we've yet to see any other progression since the Moon Pearl. Still a couple of things in Skullwoods. There you go. There's some progression. We have no medallions to which to use it, or a fire rod with which to cheat within a nice palace, but nice to have.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, let's see. What are the let's humor chat for a minute. What are the items that can be on pedestal right now? Let's see. It could be fire rod. Could be on pedestal.
Not be
hook.
bombers.
Yeah.
It could not be bombers because it's required for Maya.
Right. Hook shot. Whatever medallion's required for. There's the hook shot. Never mind that. Whatever medallion is required for Turtle Rock could be there. Flippers, yes, flippers could be on pedestal.
Flippers, hammer.
Yeah, hammer. That'd be a funky hammer. Sheesh. I hate when I do that. Alright, looks like GGW is giving us a closer look at Skullwoods now. Unless also decides to bail. Nope. Also bailing. Well, looks like nobody wants to be there today. GGW's heading eastward, so we can get a look at Graveyard Ledge, getting that out of the way. So if this is important, that's good for GGW and bad for Specks. Because Specks is pretty much isolated that, although he could have routed in with Catfish.
Yes.
Because of that hook shot now. So let's see. This is one of those checks that is tough to get back to. It is. Oh, that's the hammer. Wow. Okay.
You're wrong.
Oof. Yeah. Oh, there's ether. So that's I wouldn't say that's devastating for Specks. It's not good. It's not good. But Specks does have an out. If he decides to route all the way up to Catfish, could route over to the other side of the river and get that check. But the longer he isolates it, the worse it's gonna be. But like, it's a hammer after all. So.
And now he makes pot.
Yeah, GGW is going to pod. Just go right there. Yeah, that hammer was a huge pickup.
Yes, and now pot is full clearable.
Yeah. That early bow might put Specks into pod before the hammer. Really, the first underbrush? I hate those things. I keep talking about things I hate. What are some things I like? I like this guy. I like my good friend Johnny. My good friend Johnny Two Bombs.
I also like my girlfriend.
I don't know your girlfriend. I'm sure she's nice.
Yes, and she's sweet and she's sleeping behind me.
Hey, hello, Phoenix's girlfriend. You should tell your girlfriend that Specks has both Ether and Quake medallions, but not a hammer. Okay, so this... Yeah, we're going up Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, I was kind of worried about this one.
I hate these rocks. I love to play Dark Death Mountain, but not the normal version.
I mean, there's no dead rocks on Dark Death Mountain. It does have that going for it,
No,
right? It may be stormy, dreary, and volcanic, but there's no dead rocks, which is a point in its favor. Yeah, GGW ran out of arrows.
and Specks got enough.
I don't think there's been anything in pod that there's a book. Never mind. There is a thing in pod. I don't know if that thing is important for anything, but there you go. That's our boot replacement. That green 20.
A bottle.
Yeah, no help for Specks in Paradox Cave. Now, so far, nothing off the beaten path yet. Just a hammer, which gives a pretty significant advantage to GGW considering Specks' route right now. Going up to Dark Death Mountain, isolating Graveyard Ledge. Pyramid is already done. So there's very little incentive to get to that catfish now.
Graveyard Ledge smells for our last location for Spec.
I would say it's likely. I mean, no, I wouldn't say it's a last location. If only because you don't want to go into dungeons that require the hammer without the hammer. But sometimes you go in there looking for the hammer.
And here is Bombos.
Bombos in pod, alright.
And the Dark Maze.
I hate when the big key is in that chest. Ugh. There's Flippers in Hookshot Cave. So Specks is just finding everything that's not the hammer, which could send him down a rabbit hole that's really, really excessive.
Okay, floating island have nothing. Just
I
a red
don't
rupee.
honestly surprised that Specks didn't check the Turtle Rock medallion, but I know we can't get in yet. We need that hammer to get in.
Yes.
And all our medallions are on the beaten path now. Okay, so this is potentially good for Specks. That was intentional. Saving and quitting in the Dark World to get to the pyramid. This may be Catfish, and by extension might be Graveyard Ledge.
I hope so.
Nope, it's pod. Alright, yeah, this was a... It's pod and probably... This is gonna get done first, yeah. This is a good play here. Yeah, he's gonna go into pod right after this, I think.
Yeah, he has isolated Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's just a stroke of bad luck.
Yes.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be Palace of Darkness.
Hot Eastern area.
Oh yeah, you might go into Eastern for the hammer. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Alright, so this basically just boils down to where this fire rod is, because pretty much everything else that GGW is along the beaten path. Samaria was just there. Hookshot, it was just there. Both medallions just there. Flippers just in the Hookshot Cave. The only unknown thing that's necessary is the fire rod.
Yes.
The GGW will pretty much have everything he needs in order to find it, because pretty much everything else in the game is easily accessible. To answer some questions in chat, the Turtle Rock Medallion was not scouted yet, and the hammer is at Graveyard Ledge, which Specks is isolated. Yeah, it's not great. So this is isolating Bombo's tablet for GGW. Unless I just looked away and missed it. Well, one way or another, this is a pretty much a raw time loss for Specks. We'll go through this dungeon looking for a hammer, not find it. We'll find Bombos and the book instead. So may actually put him into Ice Palace. Now realizing he does not have that hammer for that ledge there.
Yep. That means a double that for him.
Yeah. And Lord knows what else, because...
And now GGW is getting his hookshot.
Apparently there was a shovel somewhere.
You always get a shovel when you make the digging game. Bombas for Maya? Good question.
Yeah, I don't know how much the green pendant there dissuades Specks into going there. I don't know how much the pendant is a deterrent right now. I mean, at this point, whatever you do doesn't feel great. There's a chance he finds Fire Rod in there. And that'd be pretty good. That'd be a pretty good bonus for Specks.
Fire Rod and Maya?
Yeah, that's the only out I think I see Specks having, unless he gets himself to Graveyard Ledge ASAP.
Yes.
So no Vanilla Hammer, now finding out. Let's see what Specks opts to do next. Obviously they got a mirror and flute somewhere. Where? Skull Woods. This could be good. No, never mind. He's getting Bombos ready. This is for Meyer. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Oh, man.
Bombas into Maya.
Oh, that felt bad. That felt bad to watch. Knowing what we know. Oh, my gosh. Commentary's hard. It stinks to know where something is and having somebody just not go to where it is. I guess the green pendant is flat out not a deterrent at all for Specks.
Did you see the magic bet?
I did not. Honestly, I forgot all about it. Yeah, that is something we did have access to with just Mitch. We do not need the hammer for that. Unless it's Fire Rod, it really doesn't matter.
Magic bet is just a hard piece.
Okay, so inconsequential.
Nothing special.
Yeah, but that's another thing that Specks has left behind, actually. Alright, if we find a Fire Rod in Misery Mire.
Or on the green pendant.
Or on the green pendant. I'm counting that as part of Misery Mire. I'm counting it. Nice Godmire key. For the sake of expedience, I'm including in the green pendant check along with Misery Mire, unless, you know, maybe that's not fair to do, because there could be, it's very likely both items are going to be before Vitreous, and I don't know if Specks will just go all the way down. I can't imagine Specks will bail after getting 2 items and not the green pendant. Well, there's one, not a fire rod.
Green pendant for Eastern. Would make sense.
There's 2. Looks like he thought about it for a second.
He thought about the mirror, but I think he wants to finish it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening, you know. I think if he's in for a penny, he's in for a pound here, you know. This green pendant is make or break for him, though. It's a very tough check to hinge your tournament life on. That's not a wagon I'd like to hitch myself to. Meanwhile, GGW is just going through the motions of the seed. After doing Thieves Town, let's see, what are GGW's choices? Pretty much anything. Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, Dark Death Mountain. Well, he doesn't have flippers, so we'll have to go to Dark Death Mountain for flippers. We can go to Ice Palace by sequence breaking it. We could do some Internal Rock depending on key logic, but I don't think we're gonna commit to that at all.
TR without Fire Rod doesn't make sense for me.
I've seen it in there enough times to have a look. All right. I'm not sure this will be enough magic to do all the eyeballs down. It just might be just barely enough. Not quite, but almost. Enough to get them super soft. Well, here's how I see Specks proceeding from here. We'll go to turn in the green pendant, and then might up to finish off Eastern Palace, and then pull Pedestal. Or might go check Pedestal and maybe make a decision to do that. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, if you want to make Pedestal, you need to kill Moldom.
That's right, he never finished Tower of Hera. That is true.
We just got the items and then I'll leave it.
Yeah. Alright, this is huge. Unfortunately, no game-breaking green pendant turn-ins from Specks here, but looks like it is going to Eastern Palace.
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, GGW is pulling way ahead here. Just from the simple fact of nice anything. Graveyard Ledge having the hammer. But then now that I think about it, that is Specks' playstyle. He does really tend to avoid out-of-the-way checks, unless it absolutely boils down to it. Preferring for things with much higher density and quicker avenues through ways.
I think Spec can also play Swamp. It's clearable.
Yeah, Swamp is clearable. Ice Palace is clearable. We have nobody has been to Catfish.
Yes.
But our places for this rod are narrowing. The worst places to be for GGW, and I'm not sure how good it is for Specks either. Pedestal, it's pretty bad. Let's see, both of them have isolated Bombos Tablet. Both of them have pretty much isolated Ether Tablet, although GGW has a better route to it with the ability to do Spike Cave.
Did we see Spiral Cave on Spec side?
Yeah, Spiral Cave didn't have anything. Alright, so GGW is about to get the flippers here. And I imagine he'd finish this route by doing Ether Tablet into Spike Cave. I don't think a Turtle Rock dip is coming here. I didn't commit it to memory because whatever it was nothing. There was absolutely nothing in this dungeon. GGW has already done it.
There was nothing.
Yeah.
Only treasure items.
I definitely remember the last item being on here. So GGW is opting not to do Ether Tablet and Spike Cave, just going right into Ice Palace because, frankly, that's where things like this usually are.
Maybe Fire Rod on Pet?
Fire Rod on Pedestal would be pretty good for Specks.
Yes.
But we have all of Ice Palace. All of Swamp Palace.
We have Swamp, we have Ice, we have TR.
TR would be a jerky place for it. Alright, this is Ether Tablet for Specks, but won't be able to do Spike Cave. Yeah, if you are a fan of GGW, you are hoping for Rule of Fire right now, but if you want Specks to stay alive in this race, this Fire Rod needs to be somewhere outrageous.
Okay, Ether Tablet only a few bucks.
He's going to finish this off, and he's going to pull it. He's not even bothering to check it. He just went for it. I think, if I'm going to try to get into this Specks' mind here for a second, pretty sure he knows that with what he's done, this is Fire Rod either has to be on Pedestal or this match is over.
Yes.
Or else he would have checked Pedestal first before coming in. And there's the Fire Rod just sitting on Ice Palace, so that's go mode for GGW. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This, GGW is way ahead. Already finished pod. Already in Ice Palace, in go mode. Yeah. I can't imagine that there's anything that can Specks right now. That was the last item we needed.
But I think we see a better pull. Specks got all three pendants now.
This is why, when I play this game, I'm never comfortable skipping anything. Because too many times have I seen that the one thing I decide to skip has the necessary item that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know. Just skipping one chest or one check, and this is my go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest problem here is not that Specs didn't do Graveyard Ledge for the hammer, it's that there's so many other things that Specs could have done with the items we got that it just kind of funneled them into the situation where, you know, you're not gonna go back to Graveyard Ledge when you have all these other options available to you. And I think he's now realizing that, yeah, he has to go back there. Or into Skull Woods.
Blueberries of Pain on
Yeah.
the pet.
Yeah, I can't imagine Specs feels any good about this right now.
No.
Having superfluously done 3 pendant dungeons and pulled pedestal.
And at this moment he knows he is behind.
This looks like a play at Bombo's tablet.
Did he forgot the Graveyard Ledge?
No, he hasn't forgotten it. It's just, at this point, it's willfully isolated.
Yes.
Also, he knows that in order for him to be alive in this race, this hammer has to be off the beaten path, like in a check like this, but unfortunately, it's not the case today. I think GGW might be fishing for silvers or another sword. Has all 3 medallions, so...
And we also still on green mail, so...
Now, Specs knows he's not going to find the hammer past the second chest in here. But he's going in the hopes that maybe the hammer is going to be in the second chest, and that whatever else is in Swamp Palace, maybe the fire rod is there. If the fire rod were in Swamp Palace, that might honestly put him at ice. It's no use speculating on. It's no use speculating on right now. Like it's a moot point. There's really nothing in here that could help.
And I think Speck will also play the left side.
And the always a sword in swamp trope. I mean, the rule of fire was quite clear in this one. The GGW getting a triple pull there, and it's going right to Raisin Bran strats. 2 scoops. 2 scoops. 2 scoops. And I believe that is GGW's 6th crystal. This will now need to go to Turtle Rock.
No, he need also to make Skullwoods.
Skullwoods, yep. I forgot, they've both been to the Skullwoods, but neither finished it. You're right. You're right.
We
Skullwoods first.
we were in Skullwoods, but without Fire Rod.
Yes.
Yes, and this will be Skullwoods now.
Yeah, I like the TMNT damn music for this dungeon here, but you're like, you know what? Man, that wasn't even the hardest part of that game. That game got way harder after that level. GGW not finding a sword in Swamp Palace, but then again, didn't really give a yeah. I turned into Sylvester for a minute. Give us a thorough look at anything. Nice ice rod straps and Specks, beautiful, real pretty.
And now I think Spec will go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. The way Specks has been routing. Yeah.
What is he doing?
Probably Magic Bat.
It's also an isolated check.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what this is.
And down is Modular with a Bluego.
Yeah, very handy. Short of a sword that's or silvers, that's the next best thing to find.
Bluego is always nice to have.
So earlier you made a call that Specks would last location this hammer. You might be right. Question is, does he go to Ice Palace first? He's got his flute ready. That might have been the laziest flute in history. I think he's finally going to get this hammer.
Yes, GGW is vanilla.
Yeah, GGW's audio is vanilla. GGW's sprite is vanilla. There is very little wild about Ganon's Gone Wild.
Now I want the vanilla eyes.
And finally, Specks is going to get this hammer and... and probably wave goodbye to his tournament chances here.
After 1 hour, 7 minutes and 50 seconds, he found his hammer.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Still needs to find the fire rod. Yeah, he's not happy.
Not really.
No.
Now he finished pot.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate truth about the seed is that the hammer was really the only thing in the seed off the beaten path. That was the only thing. The seed...
And the hammer was...
Yeah, it's
hammer was...
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
sorry.
So
the fact is... The hammer was really early accessible after Aga 1.
It sure was. And speaking of Aga 1, like, this seed put the Moon Pearl up on Lumberjack for you. So there's already a bunch of stuff that it gave you right off the bat to like get to that point. Give you mitts, give you flute, give you mirror, which was what you needed to get your second sword in Desert Palace. So even before we got to the Dark World, you got plenty of stuff. Including the Titan's Mitt, which like early mitts can really mess with you. Because it can open up the seed in such a way that like there's a lot that's accessible, which is really what happened to Specks here. There were so many options that like Graveyard Ledge just didn't seem like a good choice. Combine that with the early bow, putting us into Palace of Darkness. It kind of directed us there. But that just gave us Bombo's which opened up a whole other can of worms. So I think Specks was looking at the seed and trying to read the tea leaves here, you know? Yeah. On paper, sure. You get your bow, you get your Bombos, and that sends you into Misery Mire, right? Like, I could see that being a thing you like think about, you know, like the breadcrumbs lead you to Misery Mire, maybe the green pendant, but ultimately, like, no, that's yeah, it was a complete and total red herring.
And after Maya, he was thinking, okay, pet can be a good idea.
Right, because that once you complete Misery Mire and you've done that for nothing, well, then you have to start thinking about, well, I need to freaking salvage this run now. What am I gonna do? I've already done Misery Mire for nothing.
Yes,
Now I'm playing Ganon's Gone Wild, who has won several tournaments. So you're feeling like you really need to make a Hail Mary here. So I think the fact that Specks is like already one game behind here, the knowledge of who his opponent is, the breadcrumbs that the seed kind of laid out for you, like all of that just kind of led into this catastrophic route that just didn't lead him to anywhere he needed to be, and an isolated last location hammer.
You can't make Specks an accusation. He tried it best, and he tried to read the seed on his best way.
Yeah, I can't say I wouldn't have done any better. You know, it's...
I think GGW was lucky to find the hammer. At the sword.
That's a good sword. Laser bridge, yeah.
Yes.
Like that hammer, like I said, is literally the only thing in this seed that is off the beaten path. Everything you just trip over, it's on your regular route. The flippers are in Hookshot Cave. You're gonna get those. Samaria is in Village of Outcasts, right by Thiestown. You're gonna get that. All the medallions are pretty much directly in one single arc. You're gonna get those. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get Bombos in Pa. You're gonna get Ether. You're gonna get Quake. There's nothing out of the way. So the fact that the hammer was the only thing and Specks missing it, man, this was just just a total confluence of misfortunate events for Specks.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, everything just went wrong.
But this is rando.
That's how it happens, you know? It's always the one thing you didn't do.
One decision and...
And there's the fire rod. Hammer locked.
Now it's time for the big key guessing game.
People love this game.
Yes.
You love this game.
Also me.
Alright, so Specks is in go mode now, but with GGW heading into Ganon's Tower right now, it's pretty much academic at this point. Yeah, Specks is fishing for another sword. We'll need to get the TR for that. We did get a key here, which means GGW can push into the compass room. So that's 2 checks already. Skip entire room because, you know, you don't want it to be in there.
Not without on cape.
Or, you know, just not wanting to sit in that room for about a minute and a half.
Just for one chest.
Yep. We might be back there. Well, there's your cape.
And the mirror shield.
Alright, not full right here. It's more economic on your arrows anyway. Specks gets down Cold Stare. We'll still need to complete Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. All right, so we're at 11 now. So all you 11 guessers who want your keys to be early, not quite. That was not a hook shot. I don't understand why people enjoy the bug net or mirror shield for that matter. Oh, little flub from GGW getting a little hasty. Like all the bug net has ever done for me is make me scroll over to the flute a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, there's so many better items that deserve a fan club before the midst the net does. And the miss, forget it. The nits are the worst item in this game. Quote me on that. Hookshot is stylish. And there's your big key just sitting in random room, so boring. What was that number? I stopped counting. 17.
Yes.
All right. Who had 17? Damn. I can't pronounce his name.
Congratulations to Meeple
Okay. You just knew that, huh? Okay. I'm like, is it me Pomap? Mepo Mep? Mep Amep?
Map on the map.
Mep on, yeah. Is that Egyptian?
Yes, we tried. We tried. Map, how to pronounce your name?
Yeah, I mean, you can't say you didn't get it right and then not correct us. Okay.
I just did it. Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
All right. Glad that mystery solved. Because now that all the items in the seed are found, we got nothing left to talk about except how way ahead GGW is here. Up the gauntlet while Specks still has Turtle Rock to finish. With the blue magic until... this is... I think it still has that fairy in the bottle, right? Yeah, it'll be alright. There's no urgency on GGW's health here.
I think he has a fairy as backup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that short hopping Lambo just let him meatloaf this fight. I just can't get over how just straight up linear this seed was. Like every Aga seed is. I think this is what people need to understand when it comes to Aga seeds here. It's that no matter what they do, it's very, very rare that you'll come across an Aga seed where pretty much anything is really out of the way. And that might have been one of the other things that Specks might have been banking on, but I mean that's of course just raw conjecture, you know. That's just a bias on my part. But because the light world is so initially kind of dense, right? and Agab requires like a scant few items, but sometimes those items are locked behind like other dungeons, like this seed, for instance. You know, put a lot of items on the path because the thing you needed in order to get Agab 1 done was just locked behind a lot of stuff, and they gave you a very roundabout way of doing desert.
We just got the blue mail in the chest before Moldom 2.
Yeah, that's some comfort for GGW side. Just got just use that blue potion. But really, that blue potion is more for the magic than anything else. You know, with the lamp, I don't think the lamp and temperate sword still. Like Ganon will just be a pretty easy 12 spins. Nice triple. So we checked. We made a lot of checks, and we're still missing a sword, and we are missing silvers.
I think Ganon will tell us where the silvers are.
I mean, he will. Or, you know, might be vague about it. No, half magic was never found. I mean, neither Specks nor GGW did Left Side Swamp. I mean, Specks was still looking for the fire rod at the time. GGW was in go mode. My Samaria spin strats here. It's clean looking. What, does Specks have enough magic for this block here? Oh, just barely. Wow. Whew. They were in TR. Oh my god, they were the next check on Laser Bridge. Wow. Well, maybe they could have been in the big chest. Let's see. Let's see if they're on Laser Bridge. I don't know if Specks will do it. Nah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we won't know. I'm assuming they're there. One way or the other. That's the end for GGW. Well, the end for Specks. The next step for GGW. So we'll just have to cross the bridge, and we'll advance in this tournament, finishing first with 123-26.
GG's.
Yeah, and it looks like Specks is throwing in the towel, right?
Yes,
Immediately after.
And Specks forfeited.
Yeah, that's a pretty heartbreaking loss for Specks.
Yes.
But all things considered, about to finish Trinex when your opponent's about to finish. It was a bit closer than I would have imagined, considering how long it took Specks to get to that hammer. But I mean, GT is a pretty dense dungeon. You go through a lot, so there is that. And just give us 1 second. We're trying to get an interview set up. We are joined by ganonsgonewild, so congratulations. Good game to you.
Thanks, GG.
Yeah. So what really put you ahead on that seed, which was a very again, a very linear seed where pretty much nothing is off the beaten path. I'm pretty sure you can gauge what it was that set you ahead based on just where everything in the seed was.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess the hammer.
It could only be the hammer,
Yeah, that's the kind of annoying spot for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only location I think anybody ever misses anything on this seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get before even getting to the Dark World, and you see the Moon Pearl on Lumberjack, which is really cute. But the seed gives you a lot right before that. It gives you a mirror, it gives you flute, it gives you Titan's Bit. Also, you all for the sole purpose of getting to Desert Palace just to get your second sword. So
that was just a ridiculous early game. That was
It's-
like 35-minute Light World entrance or Dark World.
Right, it sure was. And we are joined by Specks. So good game, Specks. Sorry this didn't work out for you this time.
No worries, it happens. The hammer was
GG.
not ideal for me, but yeah, GG's GGW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we were talking about before you arrived, that hammer was pretty much the only thing in this seed that was just not in any sort of easy to locate spot. Everything else was just there. You're gonna get every medallion in the seed. You're gonna get Samaria because you're right there. It's right next to Thieves Town, so that's gonna get got. Flippers are just in Hookshot Cave, which is most people don't skip that.
Yeah.
And I think what really, I talked about it a lot during the course of the race here. Is that what did you? How? Okay, that early bow. What were your thoughts? What were you guys first GGW then Specs? What were you guys' thoughts about that early bow? What were you thinking when you found that?
I mean, it's pretty annoying that Eastern was not a crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, basically we got the flute and the mirror, and then we got the lamp and the bow, and so it feels like probably Hera or Eastern has something, and there's also Saha next to Eastern, so I went over there first, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't pan out.
No. I mean, at that point, it was pretty much pick a pendant and see which one is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a mountain and did Hera before I touched Sahar Eastern, so I got the mitts. And hadn't touched Sahar Eastern at all yet. Then immediately went to desert area, got the Master Sword, and then went and did Aga. But I didn't touch. So I delayed going Eastern Sahar quite a bit later. But then when it came to after Pod, and I need a hammer and fire rod, and I just got Book and I got Bombos. I was like, let's not dip Eastern yet. So I decided, I'm like, Bombos, I'm gonna go to Mire because Analogic Swamp's inconvenient to get to. Everything else is kind of in a runoff. I could do the North Dark World loop. I don't really want to go any deeper into Skull Woods. I only did Map Chest. I didn't want to commit to Graveyard Lodge Catfish yet. And then Mire didn't have anything, so I went and did Green Pendant because I could combo it with Eastern, and that didn't have anything. And then I did Eastern, and then I'm like, well, I just gotta beat Hera, and now I can do Pull Ped, and Mire and Eastern had nothing, so I feel like let's just do the Ped, even if it feels, and I can do Eastern Tablet with Hera. So I did that. That had nothing, and then after that, I'm like, yeah, it's probably not good for me.
Yeah, I think the way we saw your route going is that as soon as you entered Palace of Darkness, we knew you were going to find Bombos. We were wondering if the pendant from Misery Mire was enough to dissuade you away from it, but that's why I asked about the bow, because the logic of the seed kind of puts you into Palace of Darkness. And then it gives you Bombos, and you have everything already to get to Misery Mire with the flute, with the mitts.
Yep.
And then it gives you the right medallion for it. So of course, try to read the seed here. Like what I need is just in this pendant dungeon.
And that's
then
very. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Once that didn't pan out, it's like after that. Well, now in order to stay alive, I need to do this, and
yeah,
further and further.
I did not intend to do Ped, because after Pod, I'm like, I have Book, I just got Bombos. So I have Easter Tablet, Bombos Tablet, I only did Skull Woods Map Chest, so I'm like, I could go deeper into Skull Woods, then do Graveyard Ledge, Catfish. Those the awkward magic bat check that I was going to last locate. And then I'm like, I could go to Vu and then all the way down to Bombos Tablet, and mostly Adalogic's Swamp, which I didn't really want to do, so I'm like, it's either I go for the Bombos Tablet Swamp play, which isn't great, or I go for the Skullwoods into Green Village Catfish play, which also feels bad. And then I'm like, Mire feels better of the three to me. It wasn't like obviously the best play, but it felt a little bit better to me because it was I the Green Pendant, and I figured I could combo Green Pendant Tornin with going back into Eastern Palace to get at 3 items there, and yeah.
Yeah, at that point, it's just you're looking for. Well, Fire Rider was also at large at the time, and it turned out that was the only thing that was hammer locked in this seed. But like. It's like you said, like it's basically you're just looking for one thing. So I'm pretty sure you're thinking, oh, Fire Rod is probably just a nice palace like it always is. I just need this hammer to get it.
I figured Fire Rod was most likely behind Hammer in some way. It felt like I just needed to find that hammer. So I'm like, it's gotta find this hammer. And it felt like, there were a few choices that were all kind of equally bad. Perhaps, arguably I should have done the Skullwoods and Green Village Catfish play, because it's overall a bit quicker, and then once I do the pendant thing, I'm kind of stuck in that loop. So that's probably the riser, safer play because you can do it all a bit faster. But trying to make a play in Cavs boots, and it didn't go well for me this season.
Yeah, it's always seems to be in that place you skip, don't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's for GGW. Your route was pretty clean through this. Just pretty much, I think Eastern Palace was the only thing that was really out of place in that initial Light World route. But at that point, it's like you're just flipping a coin there, and the bow kind of puts you in that. After that, everything else was just you go to Graveyard Ledge, get the hammer, and the rest is just academic.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little worried about getting the hammer over there and then having to climb the mountain twice, so I went up the mountain first. So I don't know. It's just there's not a great option. So I just picked the wrong one basically. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Everything else worked out fairly well, thankfully. I don't know. Nothing besides the hammer was really in a bad spot. So
exactly. Well, I would say Moon Pearl was in a bad spot.
But... Well, in a way, yes.
Yeah,
it's pretty obnoxious.
You know about it. God, Castle Tower is so boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I did every dungeon pre-Dark World. It was fun.
Well, you pulled out ahead here. You'll be advancing into round 3 to play best 3 against Ravis. So that should be a good set to watch. You'll keep your eyes out for that. Unfortunately for Specks, I think this will end your Casual Boots tournament run, I believe.
Yep.
So. Well, better luck to you in everything else you're doing. So
thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look you going forward, GGW.
Thanks. Yeah, you're a cross keys main. You're gonna crush the cross keys tournament, right?
Maybe we'll see. I want to become a spoiler main. We'll see.
Okay.
That's
good
goal.
luck.
All right. Well. Pretty much I think that's everything we can talk about here. I think everything else I've already spoken to death about. Really, it's a story about where the hammer is, and then everything else is just whatever. So just gonna go ahead and remind everyone, go ahead and give Ganon's Wild and Specks we're gonna follow here. They're both excellent runners here. Specks is, as GGW said, a very, very great cross keys player. GGW, Ganon's Gone Wild, one of the best in the community. Won several tournaments, so if you want to brush up on if you want to steal some tech, he's the guy to go check it out. Check out that guy. So
thanks again, Comms.
Yeah, thank you both for putting on a good race. It was closer than I expected, considering everything that had happened. Yeah. And thank you, Phoenix, for doing commentary with me and inviting me to do this race. I really appreciate it. I just got a good time with you. And Fishing Boo for giving us the tracking. Always appreciate our trackers. We love our trackers. We can't do this without our trackers. So thank you for that. And I have been TJ Maelstrom. This has been Casual Boots 2024 on Speed Gaming 2. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, a great night, and we'll see you next time.
So that means the last words come to me.
Indeed.
Also a big thank you to TJ. It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun. And next coming up here on SpeedGaming 2 is the No Logic tournament, Jax Human versus Keely at 9 p.m. So around about 20 minutes. Also, big thanks to the runner, a big GG, and big thank you to Fishing Boo for tracking. Wish you a nice afternoon and see us next time.